Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's third video. We're going to have a look at the weather. It's 10 to 14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us to the 2nd of February, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe we'll try a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video. The next 4 weeks gets us well into the 2nd of February. I'll get time back for you in a moment. Just say about the first video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we've also released the detailed European outlook for the next 10 days. Check out those two bits if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We're going to begin with the severe weather warnings from the UK Met for storm Eowyn. I think we're pronouncing this Eowyn. Eowyn. I was watching the UK Met earlier on, and Alex was doing the forecast, lovely Alex Seekim, and he is pronouncing it, I think, storm Eowyn. Eowyn. Though it does seem to vary slightly from forecaster to forecaster at the UK Met. If the UK Met could pick names, but we all know how to pronounce it, would be very helpful. Thank you, UK Met. I know you're watching. But anyway, let's get on with the warnings. So, Storm Eowyn is going to be producing a very high impact weather through tonight and through to tomorrow as well. So we've got a yellow warning covering the entire UK for wind. We also have amber warnings for wind for North Wales, Northern England, up in Scotland, Northern Ireland, and there is now a red warning for wind covering Northern Ireland and southwestern Scotland as well. Let's have a quick look. That's the red warning. It's a danger to life warning. We don't get all that many red warnings in this country. It's valid from 7 AM until 2 PM tomorrow for Northern Ireland. They're saying very strong winds associated with Storm Eowyn, causing very dangerous conditions with widespread disruption and significant impacts expected. Key point, flying debris resulting in danger to life. This is a danger to life warning when we go red like this. We also have a red warning for southern and southwestern parts of Scotland. Again, this is a danger to life warning as the key point from flying debris. This warning is valid from 10 AM until 5 PM tomorrow. I mean, all areas are going to be impacted from Storm Eowyn. Even down in the south, we can expect significant impacts for a while anyway, first thing tomorrow morning. But it really is up in the north and in the west that we're going to get the worst of this. And, you know, just look at ourselves, stay safe, keep warnings from the UK Met. We don't issue severe weather warnings at GavsWeatherVids. We're not qualified to do that, and we're not insured to do that either. Neither is anybody else. So if you should see, you know, like a weather warning coming from anybody other than the UK Met, discard it. The UK Met office will always be a place to go for weather warnings and to advise you about staying safe in severe weather. So if you're at all worried about this storm, then please check out the severe weather warnings at the UK Met. And the same applies for Met Eowyn as well. The whole of the island of Ireland is under a red warning. Now, hold on. Sorry, everyone. The whole of the island of Ireland is under a red danger to life warning now. So those of you watching from Ireland, if you're at all worried about your safety in this storm, you know, if you watch from the Republic, you have lots of viewers in the Republic of Ireland, then please check out the warnings at Met Eowyn as well. Right, we're going to be doing a final Atlantic storm watch this evening about 6:30 to 7 PM. We'll go through the high res one last time, see if there's been any signs of, a moderation of the expected wind gusts with this storm. So that will be coming up this evening, as I say, from about 6:30 to 7 PM. Of course, we will go through these severe weather warnings as well. Right, let's move on to central temperature. CT is now sitting at 2.6. That is 1.2 degrees below 61 to 1990 average, and it's provisional to yesterday, to the 22nd of January there. So a cold first 22 days to January. That is going to start lifting up now, though, as we move into the final week or so of the month. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at London today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature actual London. We're starting off generally a bit below average, actually, with the upper air temperatures for the next week. So I'm going going to be in for a bit of cold zonality. Possibly seeing the upper air temperatures lifting up into early February, though. And precipitation-wise, we see a real deluge, of course, to come through this last week of January. We've been talking about that videos a lot lately. Maybe a drying trend as we get into the first week of February, although there are still some quite large precipitation spikes even then. The GFS 6Z operational run, for example, does produce some quite significant rain in the first week of February. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Temperature anomalies out to day 10 from the latest GFS run via chocolatitbits.com. Looking like that, still a bit below average for Scotland, near normal, slightly above average elsewhere, not a big deviation. And precipitation anomalies out to day 10, looking wetter than average for many southern and western regions, a bit drier than average for the northern half of Scotland. Latest wind from map for Earth and oldskool.net shows trouble brewing to the southwest approaches. There is storm Eowyn. Oh, I forgot how we're pronouncing it. There's Storm Owen to the south to the southwest. I shouldn't laugh. This is a potential for quite a catastrophic situation. But there is the storm anyway to the southwest approaches, and that's going to be heading in through the course of tonight and into tomorrow. It's actually going to go in that direction, I think, and it's going to produce all sorts of havoc. And as I say, there is a danger to life to be serious with that storm system. So look after yourself, everyone. Right, let's start going through chart data then. Well, by midnight on Sunday, we've got the next area of low pressure bombing out in the Atlantic, deepening like mad. Fortunately, this one isn't going to reach the depths of the coming storm, but nevertheless, it's a big area of low pressure. Central pressure with that low, I think, is going down to about 955 millibars, so it is a very deep area of low pressure. It's a little daughter low spiralling off from the southern side of that main low as well, but might bring some very heavy rain and possibly some severe gales to more southern southeast areas overnight Sunday into Monday. Need to keep an eye on that. But low pressure sitting right over top of the country, very cyclonic when you get through to Tuesday. Gradually moving away through the middle part of next week, and a bit of a ridge developing out to west. So that's where we finish with the UK Met Euro run midnight on the 30th of January next Thursday. And by then looking a little bit drier and colder with winds going into a northwesterly direction. I can't again bring that big area of low pressure in through Sunday to Monday. That's going to bring some lots of heavy rain in with it, and the low pressure right over top of the country through Tuesday. Another low slipping southwards across the country in the middle part of next week. That could bring further heavy rain with it, and then heights starting to rise. The Azores high begin to ridge in from the southwest and trying to send a ridge over to this high in southern Russia. So you see this high here, that is actually a nose from a Siberian high, and we've got the Azores and the Siberian highs trying to ridge together there. Quite interesting, and obviously we'd have to wait and see whether anything colder came from that. It would be drying out though, that's the main point, through the second half of next week there. Probably quite mild too, at least initially. Right, this is what the KMA is showing. So again, we've got that deep area of low pressure bringing more heavy rain and strong winds through the last week of January. That gets out of the way by the end of next week with a ridge building from the southwest, so turning drier and colder, potentially through the last stages of next week, but not for long. Very soon that ridge is flattened off as more low pressure heads in from off the Atlantic. Although that's how we end up by the 4th of February with the KMA. And to be honest, that's looking quite spring-like. We've got a nice ridge over Germany, and we're pulling up the air from the south there, so that could be very mild, especially for northern and western regions. Maybe a chance of frost and fog in the south and the east, and it has broke us out of a very unsettled and stormy weather. So this very unsettled spell through the last week of January probably runs out of road, runs out of steam when we get into early February. Of course, it's a way off, so have to wait a while to confirm that. Right, GFS midnight run, again with that low pressure in the Atlantic midnight on Sunday, comes sweeping in from Sunday to Monday, bringing further heavy rain and strong winds in with with it. Looking really cyclonic through the middle part of next week with lots of wet weather to come. Then low pressure gradually starts easing out into the North Sea, bring the wind down from a colder northerly direction, a bit drier and colder through the second half of next week. Not for long, we're back into those mild southwesterlies by day 10. Very mild, actually, dragging the air up from the Azores, where a long fetch southwesterly would be dry in the south, but still unsettled up in the north. And then more of an anticyclonic influence as we go through the first week of February. So mild bridge built up from the south. It could be a bit of frost and fog, I suppose, night and morning. But basically, that is looking pretty mild, I think, through the first week of February, and a lot drier too. The GFS 6Z, once more, with very unsettled conditions through the closing days of January. Plenty of bouts of rain and strong winds to come. A little bit drier and colder through the second half of next week. Having a really good go getting that high pressure towards Scandinavia and towards the Siberian high. There again is the Siberian high just there. Notice how all the heights sort of pulling up to the north and to the northeast there. So we really aren't all that far away setting up a colder ECM, but just too much energy within the North Atlantic and around Greenland. Very, very strong polar vortex there, but it's acting as a stopper, acting as a buffer really from that high pressure inflating over Scandinavia. So the attempt is made, but it comes to naught, and back into those westerlies as we go through the first week of the February there. And that's how we end up with the GFS 6Z. So cold and windy there by the 8th of February, as far as we get to, with winds coming in from a northwesterly direction, strong winds and showery conditions. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much, everyone, for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know nothing about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. And thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. 70 subscribers going to get us to 19.5k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, GM, again, with low pressure heading in from the Atlantic through, of course, of Sunday and Monday, for further bouts of rain to come. Very, very unsettled and cyclonic through the middle part of next week, heading up toward days 8, 9, 10. So I'm trying to be drier in the southeast, still unsettled in the north, and very mild as well, with a southwesterly wind delivering what could be a really mild start to February. And then the ECM rounds it all off once more with low pressure sweeping in from off the Atlantic on sunny bouts of heavy rain to come through Sunday and Monday. Very, very cyclonic through the middle part of next week as well. As you head towards the second half of next week, no cold snap, really just keeping southwesterly coming, but does start to turn drier in the south, still very unsettled up in the north, and yet extended with the ECM today. Well, very mild conditions, west-southwesterly winds, and an increasing high-pressure influence, really, through the first week of February. No, mild and dry. Again, there could be frost and fog, in southern areas in particular, with the proximity of that high pressure. But fundamentally, it's a mild bridge. It's built up from the Azores. So, looking mild and a lot drier through the first week of February there. Based on precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Tibet.com. So, look at all this rain and also snow. Let's not forget there could be significant snow tonight and tomorrow morning across parts of Scotland, particularly over high ground, with storm Eowyn. And as that gets out of the way, we take the wet weather with it and then get the strong of winds, pushing into the northern half of the country. Eventually, Eowyn will go off to Norway, and then we're left with showery conditions, wintry showers into northern and western areas there as we go through the course of Saturday. And they've got more heavy rain piling in from the Atlantic overnight through Sunday into Monday. Lots of wet weather to come then. And then through next week, it's a case of further bouts of rain coming and going. Very, very unsettled throughout last week of February. These are the options on the table. Well, January, I should say, last week of January. These are the options on the table with the ECM ensembles today at 4-day 10 from the Icelandic Met's office. Gets us to the 2nd of February. 13 members of the ECM ensembles building up a ridge at today 10 with low pressure out to the northwest. So certainly for the south, that is a little bit drier and should be very mild. We've got another 13 taking the high pressure a bit further north and northeast, and perhaps seems to get a bit of a cold easterly flow setting up down south. We've got 9 with a ridge of high pressure in through the western part of Europe up to Scandinavia. That again quite close to pulling in quite cold air, colder air from the northeast, will be a lot drier as well. 8, keeping the deluge going with deep low pressure in from off the Atlantic, and then another 8 places right under a big area of high pressure. That's going to be mostly dry and could be a little bit on the cold side, frost and fog, etc. I mean, too many time. These are the options that we've got, and it goes to the 7th of February. 15 members of the ECM ensemble. Deep low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, very cyclonic, very unsettled. 14 with a Scandinavian high, bring wind in potentially for a cold easterly direction. Let's get rid of that. And we've got 11 with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, bring wind in from the southwest. And then we've got another 11 places under an area of high pressure, mostly dry, and could deliver frost and fog. So a range of options there as we go through the first week of February. I think we will see a trend towards higher pressure, and where that high pressure resides is ever going to determine, the feel of the weather. CFS V2 finally is a 500 millibar high times break down into a week period. So first week period takes us from the 23rd, 29th of January. The next week looking very unsettled with low pressure bringing copious amounts of rain and stormy winds as well. Week 2 keeps the deluge going. It's the 30th of January to the 5th of February. Deep low pressure sweeping in from off the Atlantic, but with high pressure from the Azores to Spain, at least it will be mild. And then week 3, you may lose your route, but at least it will be mild, never mind. Week 3 will be the 6th through to the 12th of February with high pressure just to the south of UK and low pressure towards Greenland, Iceland. Winds coming in from the mild south. Been a bit mischievous, haven't I? Winds coming in on this video. Winds coming in from the mild west southwesterly direction. And then finally, week 4 is going to be the 13th to the 19th of February. Low pressure towards Iceland, high pressure down towards Spain, and winds remain from a mild westerly direction. Nobody does it like Gavbo, you see. So that's how CFS is looking for the next 4 weeks. And we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much, everyone, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and say what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thanks so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, so we're going to be back at around 6:30 looking at Storm Eowyn with the high res one last time, and then tomorrow we're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got Jamie Friday and 10 to 14 day coming up as well. We'll also have the ECMWF 42 day forecast tomorrow evening, and if all of that wasn't enough, I think we've got pub run to do as well. So that'll be about 10:30. So a big day of content tomorrow. Make sure you keep checking back to the channel. Right, so Atlantic Storm Watch this evening. I'll see you a little bit later on for that one. For this one, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.